it kind of boils down to two primary false teachings that were taking place in the church. On the one hand, the Judaizers, who were Jews that received Christ as their Savior, but then were still holding on to the Old Testament law, meaning that you had to obey the Old Testament law, the covenants, the circumcision, the sacrificial system, the celebrations of certain days and holidays and festivals. You had to hold on to that if you were going to really be saved. So it was the Old Testament plus Christ, or Christ plus the Old Testament. That was one strand of the Colossian heresy. The other was actually Eastern mysticism in the form of early Gnosticism. We'll talk about that more in the weeks to come. Is that me going off? Having a little problem with my mic? Is that me, Brian? Okay. I apologize and ask for forgiveness. I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I'll keep preaching. And so this Colossian heresy of early Gnosticism basically was an early stage of pre-existing Eastern mysticism with a wrinkle on it, and we'll talk about that in the weeks to come. But in both cases, it was Christ plus something, and that was the problem that the church was facing. That's a problem the church still faces. And sometimes, even for us as believers, that's one that we put on ourselves, is that Christ plus our obedience, or Christ plus our faithfulness, or Christ plus not sinning anymore. And the truth is that the gospel makes it clear that salvation is by faith alone in the finished work of Christ. And by virtue of that work alone and faith alone, we stand secure in our walk with God. Now, he wants to sanctify us, no doubt. He wants to transform us, no doubt. He wants us to be created into the image of his Son, no doubt. But our stability and our foundation and our standing is based on something outside of ourselves, and that's the work of God. And I'm glad for that. I'm assuming you are too. Are you glad for that? Yeah, I'm delighted that it's not dependent on me, but I sure love, in the midst of that freedom and that joy and that acceptance and that love from God, I sure love following him, and I sure love becoming more like him, and I sure love embracing him and being intimate with him. I sure love the whole Christian life. It's like no other life that could possibly ever be lived in any other fashion, because only God offers this kind of abundant life through his Son, Jesus Christ.